Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the opening of 3-in-1. My name is Oksana Natalie, and it's a wonderful and precious chance for me to be your master of ceremony on this beautiful Tuesday, 27th of October 2020. We want to thank God Almighty because over His blessing and grace, we can make this webinar possible. It is an honor for me to inform you that among us here, we have our major chairman, Dr. Engineer Abu Bakar Samba SPIMT, our study program chairman, Mr. Sunardi STMT, the visiting professor, Associate Professor Dr. Anderkorn Botsen as today's speaker, and of course to all of the honorable lecturers, distinguished guests, and fellow participants. Before we begin, let me read today's agenda as follows. First, we will have opening. Second, we will have a welcoming speech from our major chairman. And we will have a guest lecture about eco-friendly fishing gear case study, small case fisheries in Thailand. And then we will close the event with the closing. Okay, next, we will be hearing a welcoming speech from our major chairman to Dr. Engineer Abu Bakar Samba. The time is yours.
Thank you, Oksana. Honorable invited Professor, Associate Professor Ankon, Honorable Mr. Hudring, a professional practitioner, Head of Study Program, Pak Sunardi, Head of Laboratory, Pak Fuad, honorable colleagues, my colleagues in the study program of Fisheries Resources Utilization, organizing committee, all the participants and my beloved students. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Indonesia, and also good morning, Thailand. First of all, we must keep giving thanks to Almighty God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, for His blessing and preserving us with the good health in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, which is taking and changing the life of so many people around the world. The pandemic has made us to hold this 3-in-1 program virtually online in order to avoid the risk of spreading this disease. But thanks to this modern information technology that we can meet today, despite physical distancing between us. Actually, this program comes in a unique moment in time and space when all humanity has been forced to adapt, willing and unwilling, to a new normal in order to restrict the spread of the COVID-19. Of course, this condition is teaching and forcing us to reconstruct our habit with a greater emphasis on health and humanitarian aspect. Actually, our practical reason to support and help this 3-in-1 program in our study program is the notable direct contribution toward an achievement to our target. In the first one is in networking and collaboration between institutions, research, publication, and also internationalization. This 3-in-1 program will, of course, help us move closer to those targets. This achievement would not have been possible without the collective effort and collaboration of the various components of the fisheries and marine science academic community, with performing the strategic function with diligence and strong will to succeed, included the lecture focusing on the research and holding a program such as this one. As one of the program in internationalization, collaboration, and networking, our university, Universitas Brawijaya, has organized a 3-in-1 program So since 2018, the study program of fisheries resources utilization has started inviting several visiting professors and also professional practitioners to join this program. The global meaning of this program is an academic collaboration between host professor, foreign professor, and also professional practitioner in the same scientific field, include teaching activity, research meeting, research collaboration, workshop, field trip, co-supervising of the student, and also international symposium. In 2018, the theme of this 3-in-1 program in our study program is fisheries management, with a visiting professor from Hokkaido University, Japan, Professor Fritz, and also the professional from Mangrove Nusantara, Indonesia. And then in 2019, the visiting professor who joined this program in our study program was from Nagoya City University, Japan, Professor Yoshinori Kumazawa, with the topic related to the fishery biology and biotechnology. This year, due to the pandemic situation, it forced us to adjust every single aspect of the program implementation through virtual meeting like this. I wish to express my gratitude to Professor Anukor for joining us this year as our visiting professor from Kasetsat University, Thailand, and also thanks also to Mr. Hudring from the Fishing Technology Development Center, Indonesia, who also joined as a professional practitioner and has started last week, I think. They have and will share knowledge in the field of fishing technology. Prof. Anukon will have 2 classes in the theme of eco-friendly fishing gear and also small-scale fishing gear in Thailand. And also he will join first international seminar on fisheries and marine research 2020 as one of the keynote speakers on November 4th, organized by Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Brawijaya. Prof. Anukorn and all participants just briefly describe about our institution. So here we have 3 different departments in the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Brawijaya. The first one is Water Resources Management Department, and then Socio-Economic of Fisheries and Marine Department, and the last one is Fisheries and Marine Resources Utilization Department, in which the study program of Fisheries Resources Utilization is under the management of Fisheries and Marine Resources Utilization Department. In this study program, we have around 19 lecturers from the total of 132 lecturers in the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Brawijaya. Our curriculum structure consists of 3 main competencies, includes fishing biology, fishing technology, and also fishing management, and supported by 10 laboratories, including 3 laboratories outside the main campus, which represent freshwater fisheries, brackish water and marine fisheries, and also 1 marine station. Once again, on behalf of our institution, I wish to express my gratitude to our visiting professor and also the professional practitioner for their willingness to take part with us and share their knowledge and experience during this 3-in-1 program. And I'm confident that they will provide inspiration and make a real contribution to the development of science and research in the field related to the fishing technology and its aspect. I hope this online 3-in-1 program will run smoothly, and that you all will have an enjoyable day, discussion, learning, and networking with each other. I wish to express also my gratitude to all organizing committee works hard so far over the past 1 month, I think, to make this event finally become real today. I'm sure there are so many things which have been overlooked or uninvolved. So on behalf of our institution, I apologize and ask your patience and forgiveness. And the last, by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, we are hereby officially open this 3-in-1 program in the study program of Fisheries Resources Utilization, Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Brawijaya. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a good day, and sorry for talking too long.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very delightful speech. Okay, so before we begin our next agenda, I want to read some of the terms for the participants for today. So for all the participants, all participants needs to be in Zoom 10 minutes before the lecture. All participants must adjust their mic to mute. And to participants, please fill your presence form. Jadi linknya akan dibagikan nanti at the end of lecture. And all questions can be asked via Zoom chat. Okay. So let's get into the next agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will be hearing lectures about eco-friendly fishing gears, case study small case fisheries in Thailand from Associate Professor Dr. Anukorn Bautsen, who will be led by Master of Applied Science Arif Rahman as today's moderator. To Mr. Arif Rahman, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Oksana. Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear audiences, my name is Muhammad Arif Rahman, and you can call me Arif. Today, I will be a moderator for this great session. A session that we will have opportunity to learn and discuss about a topic of eco-friendly fishing gear, case study small-scale fisheries in Thailand. So this morning, there will be two excellent speakers that will share their knowledge with us. The first speaker is Associate Professor Anukorn Bautsen from Kasetsat University, Thailand. Good morning, Mr. Professor Anukorn. Professor Anukorn got his bachelor and master degree from Kasetsat University, Thailand, and then PhD from Tokyo University, Japan. His research area is related to fishing technology, marine environment, and fishery oceanography. You can contact him through email that appear on the screen if you are interested in his research area. And then the second speaker is Dr. Insinyur Gatot Bintoro MSc from Universitas Brawijaya. Good morning, Dr. Gatot. You probably already know him since he is also a lecturer in Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Universitas Brawijaya. And Dr. Gatot graduated from Universitas Brawijaya, Indonesia for his bachelor degree and master degree from Hull University, England, and doctoral degree from Institut Pertanian Bogor or IPB University, Indonesia. And his research area is related to fishing technology and fisheries management. So in this session, we will have about 2 hours. And then I will divide the session into 3 parts. first part is lecture from Professor Anupon Botson, and then second part is from Dr. Gatut, and then third part is question and answer session. And for the audience, you can either ask if you want, either in English or in Indonesia, and you can use the Zoom room chat to write down your question in the third part of this session. Okay, dear audience, we will have our first lecture from Professor Anupon Botson. And Professor Anupon Botson, you will have around 60 minutes to deliver the lecture. And I will remind you when your time is less than 5 minutes. Do you want to share your own screen or slide from us? Hello, Professor Anupon. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Professor Anupon. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi, Profesor.
Waalaikumsalam, Prof. Anupon.
Yes, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm pleased and honored to be here. But anyway, first of all, I maybe I misunderstood today. So my lecture, would you like to hear about the small scale fishery or the fishing gear and Thailand? Because I prepared to fly. But if the program say about the small scale fishing gear, maybe I skip to the small scale fishing gear. Is that okay? Or fishing gear in Thailand?
Fishing gear in Thailand, maybe, sir.
Okay. Today I start with the fishing gear in Thailand first. Yeah. Sawadee krap again. My name is Anukon. I'm Thai Muslim. I'm from Department of Marine Science, Faculty of Fisheries, Kasetsart University, Thailand. And we say Sawadee krap for the man, and the lady we say Sawadika. Yeah, Selamat pagi. And this is my outlines that I will talk today. And then start with the introduction of the fishing gear and how the importance of the fishing gears, and I will show you some important statistic about the catch and the fishing gear. And this is like just to share the information. Maybe you have the other idea or different between Thailand and Indonesia. And the second, I will talk about the classification of the Thai fishing gear, and how is it when compared with the international, I mean with the FAO classification. And I will follow the last with some fishing gears, the structure and the operation, and maybe also some catch. And this is I like this photo. It's the collet boat. It's the fishermen try to make the boat, the fishing boats. It's very beautiful like this. Maybe in your country you have also like this. This is particularly for the small scale fishing boat. in the southern part of Thailand. As you know, maybe the Thailand, we have the Gulf of Thailand, and this is the Pacific Ocean, and the western part is Andaman Sea, the Indian Ocean. So the total is about 2,600 kilometers, 23 coastal provinces. So, and we are located at the tropical zone. So we have a lot of marine resources and biodiversity, as we know. And this is very important for the protein supply or the tourism or the others. And this slide show the fishery productions, marine plus the freshwater. So I'm sorry, it's the information not to update because the 5 years they release one statistic. But anyway, you can see the how much we have the fishery production. This is the for marine and freshwater. So from this curve, you can see nowadays maybe around 3 million tons. 3 million tons nowadays. And can you imagine the 3 million tons of the fishery products? It's a big number, right? And anyway, if you see the trend, it's going down. Yeah, maybe this is the trend of the world also, not only in Thailand. And if we see in the terms of value, it's not going down, it's increasing. In Thailand, we have the value about a year, maybe this is in Thai baht, but in US dollar, maybe more than about 6,000 million US dollar. Yeah. And increasing, the trend is increasing. Even the amount is going down, but the value is going up, right? And one point here that I would like to show you, this is just roughly calculation. If we consider at the baht per kilo, I mean the price per kilo, roughly, you see in 1997, 32 baht per kilo. And when around 10 years later, just 36 baht per kilo. And even nowadays, just around 67 baht per kilo. Just only $1 per kilo. And this is around only $2 per kilo nowadays. The point here is how we can add the value of our products. Even we catch, the number is reduced, but if we can increase the value, that's maybe the happy for the fishermen and for our development. Try to catch less. And if compare between from the marine and the inland water, and in Thailand you can see a big difference between marine and inland. From marine, the capture production from marine is much more important than from the inland. And when we look at the production from the aquaculture, yeah, from the coastal nowadays is maybe going down because of many reasons, maybe the environment and maybe many reasons. And from the freshwater, anyway, from the freshwater is quite stable. Okay, let's see the cash composition in the 2017. And in terms of amount, you can see the marine capture is composed big number percent, right? About 55%, 1.3 million ton. And then the number two is coastal culture is about 20%. This is the information, the data from fisheries statistics from Thailand. And freshwater about 17%, and inland capture 8%. So marine capture is play important for the amount. But in terms of value, you can see the big value is not from the capture, it's from the culture. Maybe this is the trend of the world, not only in Thailand. So even the amount only 20%, but in terms of value is more than 40%. And marine capture reduced to 36% in terms of value. This is because of the price is cheap, right? But in the coastal culture, they do with the expensive, the marketable value species. Yeah, maybe in the future, I'm not sure. Marine capture maybe less than this. Maybe I will be jobless in the future. I don't know. And if we compare between the Indian Ocean and the Gulf of Thailand, of course, the Gulf of Thailand is the bigger area, the longer beach. So the main is from the Gulf of Thailand. The trend be like this since 10 years ago and more than 10 years ago. So in terms of the capture fishery, the Gulf of Thailand is more important than Indian Ocean. And this is, we look at the catch composition according to the fishing gear. We can see what kind of fishing gear is important or play role important in Thailand. And from this information, you can see the total marine capture around 1.3 million tons in report in 2019. The main fishing gear is, I mean the catch from this gear is straw. It's about 45%. Number one is straw in Thailand. So in terms of the cash amount. And the number two is percent. I think everybody know percent, right? And you can see around 32%. 32% is percent. Of course, number one is straw. And these two fishing gear is, we call is the not the passive gear, it's active gear. It's moving when they operate, right? And if you look at this information, this is 45, this is around 30. So it's more than 75% or around 80% from this country is from these two fishing gear. So these two fishing gear is very, very important in terms of the cash, in terms of the, if you want to consider about the management, I think this is very important. And in terms of the problem also, many big problems from, particularly from trawl. Yes. And number three, if number three like this is just a QNet around, but it's very far away from number two, right? Around 6%. Sorry. The number three is falling net nowadays. Falling net is mean the it's a live fishing. The target species is anchovy or the squid, and the fisherman use the light to attract the species and use the net falling. And number four is QNet. Even QNet is only 6%, but if you, it's the common gear. I mean, if you go to the fishing village or the fisherman communities, this gear you will see very often, and it's related to, is engaged to the many small fishermen, small scale fishermen. And the next is about this group. This group is the mainly spot or trap. And in my opinion, if we think about the sustainable or about the eco-friendly gear, the pot or trap, it should be considered, because they are the passive gear. They just wait for the fish enter So it's more friendly than the active gear as straw, like that. But in Thailand, the main is not the eco-friendly gear, I think. So many problems. And this is when we look back to the around 10 years later, 10 years past. You can see the trough is reduced because of maybe many problem, and we have also the problem from the IUU. We have the problem because of the reduce of the cash. So maybe in the future, the composition of straw may be also reduced. I think. And this is surprise. The cash by country from FAO surprised me because Indonesia is number 2. You can see, and number one nowadays China. This is also a surprise. But China maybe they are number 1 with everything now. And big surprise for me is Indonesia. Oh, but you have many islands, right? And you have the big what we call ocean area of the ocean. So you also catch a lot of the. If I'm not sure about the how correct of the statistic for FAO, but anyway, Indonesia now number 2, and Thailand we are number 13. So we catch about 1.5, but you catch about 6.5. China is about nearly 20. Oh, very big number. And in a year, the total around 90 million ton. Actually, we have a lot of resources in this world. You can imagine 90 million ton per year, every year. But anyway, in the future, I do believe this is will decrease, and we should think how we maintain, how we make it long-term use, how we sustain this one. I think we have to think about that. And this slide, I just want to show the, when we talk about the how important of the fisheries, how important of the fishing gear, we usually think about how big, how much of the cash, how much money we get, something like that. But in some point, I think this is also beautiful. For example, as I mentioned, this is collect boat. The fishermen try to make the boat beautiful. Yeah. And in Thailand, we have the play. We call pong pang. Pong pang. Pong pang is the kind of fishing gear. It's a set back net. And the children play like it. Not our children generation, it's our father generation. And they play pong pang. And in the play, they have like a song, and they โพงพางเอ่ยปลาเข้ารอดปลาตาบอดเข้ารอดโพงพาง something like this. This is what I would like to say. The fishing contributes beautiful art and culture. Yeah, this is not the money, but this is the beautiful of the art or the culture, something like that. And the next topic, I would like to talk about the classification of fishing gear in Thailand. I don't know in Indonesia. I never study about the fishing gear in Indonesia, but I have some friends, some good friends who study about the fishing gear. I have some good friend in IPB, and what we call university in Serang City. I university in there. Yeah, this is the classification of fishing gear in Thailand, and we have 13 types. The surrounding net, number 2 in Thailand, right? And the seine net, the trawl, dredge, lift net, falling net, gill net, push net, pot and trap, set net, set back net, hook and lines, and miscellaneous gear. Actually, we try to follow the FAO, the international classification, and FAO they have 12, and number 1 to number 7 we follow the FAO from the surrounding net to the Q net, right? And the difference from 8 to 12, FAO number 8 they use trap or pot, and in Thailand we separate the trap as pot, set net, and set back net, number 9 to number 11. This group the FAO put here in traps. Okay, and number 9, hook and line. We have also hook and line number 12. And grabbing and wooding, we don't have, so we don't have all very little amount, so we don't have grabbing and wooding. And the harvesting gear, this is also we don't have, like the pump maybe, and the miscellaneous gear from the FAO. So you can see that how different between the Thailand and FAO classification. And also number 8, we have push net. FAO, they have push net also, but it's not important in the international viewpoint. So they put here in the miscellaneous gear. And this is, in my opinion, this is suitable for us, for Thailand. I'm not sure in Indonesia, if anybody can share me later. And I have the question to the student. My question is, bomb is a type of fishing gear? Maybe not only the bomb, maybe like the, for example, cyanide, or you use the electric, something like that. Do you think they are the type of fishing gear? This is my question. And I may hear the answer after finish my talk. And this is, I would like to show you some fishing gear and method in Thailand. Of course, the number 1 is straw. The most efficiency, the most important, and the biggest problem is from straw. And surprisingly, the transfer technology is not from US, not from Japan, but it's from German in 1960. I don't know what happened at that time, but the transfer is from German, the straw. And we have 4 types of the straw in Thailand. The number 1 is pair straws. Pair straws mean 2 boats, 1 net, 1 very big net, very big net, but two boats. And the number 2 is the most, maybe the biggest number of the straw in Thailand is Autobot straw. Autobot straw, you can see the Autobot here at the Autobot, a couple. And this is the boat like this. And number 3, the Autobot straw with boom. This is boom. They have the Autobot and also they have boom. This is some book put it together, but I would like to separate here. And this boat is smaller than this boat usually in Thailand. And number 4 is the beam trawl. 1 small boat and 2 nets here. They catch the target species is shrimp around the river mouth. Yeah, beam trawl. And of course, the trawls, every trawls in Thailand are bottom trawl. But if we look at the catch, sometimes it's not only the bottom species, it's pelagic species also can catch. Surprise. For example, like the Spanish mackerel, sometimes you can catch by trawl. Some sket or the mackerel, you can catch from trawl. And also sometimes we had a lot of trash fish. Trash fishes mean the not expensive fish. That's it. We provide for the feed, for food, feeding the fish. Yeah, we can say the trawl can catch everything in Thailand. And this is the number 2 of the important in Thailand is the person surrounding nets. And this is the boat. And you can see the bridge is very high to observe the fish school, right? And biggest number of the fishermen on board. And nowadays is a big problem because the worker on board is the big problem in Thailand also. Is the person boat or the personer in Thailand. Now we still use the wooden boat, but in the future I think maybe the iron boat will come. And of course the person they will catch the schooling fish, the pelagic species mainly. So many species can be the target species for the person, particularly the pelagic species. And this is the seine nets. It's seine nets or bisane. It's not so many in Thailand, and the fishermen will operate only when a lot of fish and only some season. This is one sample in the Fishery province. They use the bisane. If we see the structure of the net is the gill net, it's not the bisane net. But if we see the operation is the bisane net. The target species maybe some mullet and maybe some squid. So it depends on the season. And this is the special one also for the catching method because they use the lights. So the falling net nowadays is if we can look at the catch is number 3. The target species squid or anchovy. And this is the squid falling net. And this is the anchovy falling net. And you can see the structure of the gear is like this and use the lights. And this is the operation when they operate the anchovy net. A very small mesh size because of the anchovy is very small species, right? Small size species. And this is the gill net that we always see when we go to the fishing community, the fisherman community. The structure is simple and the operation also simple. And you can see some area, you can see the fisherwoman on board, fisherwoman, not only the fisherman. But it not often, not every area. Usually the father and son together. But anyway, you can see the couple and the long tail boat. Usually, if long tail boat in Thailand is southern part of Thailand, and the operation shooting, right? Simple structure, simple operation. And this is when the fisherman hauling. Sometimes even one fisherman can do that. I think so many in Indonesia also, the QNet and the operation like this. And the target species for the QNet is variety because it can operate at the bottom, at the surface, at the mid-water, so they can apply for the species. And this is the push net, sometimes with boat or without boat. And this is the the push net boat in Thailand. And nowadays the big one is illegal, operate at the bottom. And this is the trap and pot. If we think about the sustainable, as I mentioned, I think trap or pot is very interesting. And I do believe we can improve, much improve for the trap and the pot in Thailand. And some ideas we can get from the fishermen, but maybe some idea we should get from the experiment. And in the sense of European, between trap and pot, they have some different, of course, in the same type, right? Trap and pot. But I asked the European, the expert, they think they told me that the pot in the European sense is, if we use pot, it means small and no guidance. But if we use trap, it means very big and there is the guidance. For example, the wing, something like that. So, but in Thailand we use both. I don't. Anyway, in Thailand we can see the variety of the pot or the traps. Fish, if this fish, squid, shrimp, crab, and shell. Variety. And even nowadays we have the octopus pot. This is like the last. It's not so new, but it's like a new fishing gear. 10 years ago, nobody care about the octopus, but nowadays it's become the expensive species to export to Japan or to Korea for teriyaki. Yeah, this is the octopus pot. Operate at the bottom. We use the shell and octopus enter. The fish pot. The fish pot in Thailand, the structure like this, and they will catch many species, particularly the species around the coral reef. The main target, of course, is the expensive species as the groupers. I show you some operation for the pot. If the fisherman use the hauler machine, the operation will be like this. Yeah, this is not fisherman. It's me. Someday I become pretend to be the fisherman. This is the catch from the fish pot. The soaking time around one or 2 weeks. You catch like this. This is in Rayong province. And if no hauler, the fisherman very professional and very strong. No hauler, only ranger. And the operation not so far from the shore for the fish because they have to operate around the coral reef, artificial reef or the nature reef. It depends. And only one fisherman can operate. This is quite good catch in Rayong province. And one of my students study about the squid pot. Many interesting points from the squid pot. And we do believe we can improve, much improve from the squid pot. And the target species is big fin reef squid, this species, and sepia. But the main is this one, this species. And this is the structure of the pot. One entrance and the shape like this. This you can see here is the eggs, squid eggs. The fisherman believe this is the best bait to attract the squid. Yeah, and the fishermen the first day they will use the plastic bag and foam like this to inside. And you see the operation. Shooting. This is very far away from the shore. Maybe the same fishing ground with the trawlers. Very far away. one day the fishermen maybe go and back more than 100 kilometers in Rayong case. Yeah. In the video set, one by one. And when they retrieve, fishermen hauling up, and you can see the catch inside. Mainly the target species is the squid, and very big size. And we did some experiment about the behavior, underwater behavior. If we have the time, maybe next chance, I will show you some very interesting point from the squid pot fishing. And we also have the shrimp pot, shrimp trap. This is the shrimp trap in Songkhla Lake, and the fisherman operation. And the other pot that very popular used in Thailand is the blue swimming crab pot. I think in Indonesia you have a lot of this. I think it's the box shape, and it's collapsed. So when it's collapsed, the fisherman can carry big number on board. And you can see the small scale and the small scale like this, and the commercial scale. Small scale like this, you know, around 300 pots on board, right? But here, oh, some boats, it can reach 5,000 pots. 5,000 pots. When I say the pot or the trap, it can be long-term use or sustainable. But when I see the 5,000 pot on board, I'm not sure. It's too many, too much, I think. And this is my good friend, Professor Ebata from Japan, from Kagoshima University. Sometimes we work in Thailand together to join on board. And you can see the small scale pot operation. The only one fisherman. This is Professor. And you can see for the small scale, they set the individual setting. The fishermen very busy. They do everything, right? To see. And the small scale, usually they operate very close to the shore. Yeah, I will talk about the small scale in the next I mean on the 10 or 11, yeah, the next lecture in a study case in Rayong. Yeah, many interesting points from the small scale also. And this is the octopus pot. The special of this gear is very high species selectivity. You know, I have one student to study about this. Only one species enter this, no other species. It means in terms of the species selectivity is very good. And this is the operation of the octopus pot, commercial scale. No bait, just put at the sea bottom. And stone nets or setback nets use in particular in the canal before the river mouth. We can see this gear. Set net, stick trap. And this is we say the set net from Japan. My professor Arimoto tried to transfer this technology to Thailand in Rayong. And the idea is the fishermen can work together because it's not so big, but it's big scale. The fishermen cannot operate by one man. So how they work together with the eco-friendly gear. So this is the idea of the set net. When the fish come and they go to the deeper and they will to the trap net or slope net later, and the fishermen just catch from here. This is the from Hime City, the city of fish in Japan, transferred to Thailand. Yeah, I passed this one, and this is in Thailand, in Rayong set net operation. You can see the fishermen work together. The technology from Japan, but the material we can find in Thailand, and this is the cash. Yeah, the cash. You can see is there the schooling fish, and the fluctuation of the cash is very high. It mean today maybe 1 ton, but tomorrow maybe no cash. Is because this is the cash, the set net, and depend on the season. The species will enter different season, so will be different species. Yeah, I would like to skip this part. The message from here, if this is the population, world population, and the year, if the trend be like this, in 2050 we will reach around 9,000 million people. But anyway, maybe because of the COVID-19, or maybe or the other will happen, I don't know. But the point is, we need the food. We need the food. And how we keep the sustain. Okay, I think I still have time. How many minutes I have? If I still have, I would like to show an experiment for the improving the cash efficiency for the crab. Okay, anyway, the future challenge that I would like to show. Okay.
Yeah, Prof. Anukon, you still have more than 20 minutes, so it's
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will show you the other slide about my experiment. I'm sorry because I misunderstood about the time, so I don't, so I prepare not so many slides. But anyway, this last slide for here, I would like to this is our future challenge, how we save the fish habitats, the mangrove, coral reef, sea glass, etc. This is very important. If we cannot save this, we have no fish to catch. And we always think about the sustainable fishery resource use. I am in the viewpoint of Muslim, the world will be in, right? We cannot sustain. Anyway, how can we use in the long term and better than this? And in the viewpoint of fishing technologies, how we improve the fishing gear selectivity. In the future, how we catch only we want to catch, and we release that we don't want to catch, something like that. Of course, it's very difficult for our countries like Indonesia, Thailand, because we are in the tropical zone. We have many species, and we have a lot of micro habitats. But I think we can do and reduce the negative impact of fishing. For example, the bycatch, the discard, and even nowadays is very a popular issue, very hot issue, is about the coast fishing or coast gear. How we can reduce that negative impacts. So save our sea, save our fisheries, and our next generation. So I have about 20 minutes. I would like to show the other slide that my experiment is very interesting to improve the pot fishing. And please don't hesitate to let me know if the time is finished. Okay, don't worry. I will stop. Okay, this experiment, I didn't give you the slide, but because the time remain, I would like to show you the title is some behavior on the behavior of blue swimming crab in experiment tank to improve the catch efficiency of the crab pot with my professor. And this is the crab, blue swimming crab, very important and economic species in Thailand and in Indonesia also. And one of the fishing gear that the fishermen use is this one, the collapsible pot, this shape, this side. And here we call slope net, okay? Because we think the crab enter by this way. So this is important, we think. And in Thailand, you can see because it's popular, we have the small boat to catch around like this, and the commercial scale like this one. And you can see the different scale is different everything. And you can see the big difference between the pot on board. It's around 300, but it can reach 5,000. And I show you the operation. For the small scale, the fisherman will baiting, boxing, then shooting, one man. But in the commercial scale, they have the very good teamwork and the master fisherman. Same process, but big different scale. And the retrieving, the fisherman will hauling, collapsing, collecting, and rearranging for the small scale. Commercial scale, the same thing, but very good teamwork, very fast. Maybe one pot only around 3 or 4 seconds. So, you know, why the slope net is interesting. Have you ever seen the crab enter the pot? You know, when I ask the fishermen, of course they're very professional, right? But when I ask them, have you ever seen the crab enter the pot? I think very few fishermen can observe this. They never see underwater. They just use the experience and they understand like that. And this is the side word. This is in the experiment we observe by the video camera. We put in the tank, not in the ocean, not in the sea. Okay, and the crab will enter like this. I say this is sideward, and the other case is backward like this. Oh, sorry. See backward like this. Okay. And in some case, it's not the crab cannot success, no trapped like this case. This crab is very hungry and angry maybe because hungry and is trying to enter the pot. And this pot is conventional pot. It's made nowadays. The fishermen use this pot. And you can see when the crab is crawling the slope net, It look not comfortable, not easy to enter. And in that experiment, I hang on the bed here. So finally, this crab is not enter. Just enjoy the bait at the slope net. Happy. But the fisherman cry because big crab, no catch. Something like that. Yeah, many cases in our observe like this. So we think to observe some behavior to understand the capture process and also to compare the message. Because from the observation we see the not easy or not comfortable for the crab to enter, and we think if we can improving that part and we can improve the catch efficiency. So let's see again how uncomfortable to crawl on the last message. Yeah, it's start. Yeah, like this. The crab is not easy. It's like fell to the mesh, the big mesh side mesh. So you can see it's like it start to angry and use the shillipede to pinch the mesh, something like that. Yeah, and no catch, no entraped, and struggling on the slope net about 2 minutes is too long. So we think how we improve this part to easier for them to enter. And our idea is smaller mesa is better. Yeah, we try to do experiment to like this, like that. And the experiment is very simple. We just change the slope net mesa with the smaller. And this is the conventional 38. We use the smaller 25 and 18, like this part, only this part. And one note here, because of I would like to make clear that the video camera can record very clearly. So I remove the upper panel for easy observation. Put in the tank with the medium size of the crab in a station. And we observe by the video camera to understand the capture process, how the crab approaching to the pot or the bait, and also to observe some behavior. And this is the sum results. You can see, and this is 38 millimeter conventional with the smaller and the smallest 3 meshes. Same number of the crab number two, same crab. You can see the conventional is still struggling, right? But the smaller was much faster to enter. But anyway, finally, this can enter also. But the time to taste at the silhouette is very long. If longer, it means possibility to not enter is more. Yeah, we check the time. And because of the repetition, it's not so many times yet. So I cannot, I didn't publish this paper yet, but the trend be like this. This is, I just showed you the how act of the grab on the slope net conventional from the first touch until trapeze. And you can see when the smaller messai, the time is reduced. The time is reduced. But anyway, even the smallest, sometimes it may happen like this too long. But anyway, when we reduce the mesh size, the time on the slope net also reduced. Yeah, something like that. And the interesting case also the untrapped. You can see the conventional net 38 millimeters, big number, but smaller is less number. And this is the result of our behavior. The capture process, the crab will start to approach maybe by the bait inside or by the pot itself, and then crawl up the slope net, enter, and after enjoy the bait, they may stop or may take a rest, or after that they may try to escape. This is many interesting information. And from our observation, we see the behavioral patterns. The first one, the crab enter the pot by the crawling the slope net. You know, the name is swimming crab. But when they enter the pot, they never enter by swimming, just crawling. And if the leg can reach, I don't know, maybe here, can reach the edge of the slope net, they will never return back. Here, if the, yeah, here, can reach here, never return back. But if not yet, they may return back, or they try again, something like that. Yeah, when they will try very hard to enter. Yeah, success for that one. And after reach the bed, they prefer to start at the belly part, maybe because of the smell. And after feeding, they will try to escape. Yeah. And they stay at the bottom and try to find the way to escape. And if you remember, I removed the upper panel. It should be easy for them to escape, but actually it's very difficult for them to escape because of their behavior. Just stay at the bottom like that. And this is the escape win for sustainable crab use. So this is my paper when I was the PhD student. Yeah, I tried to make the size selectivity for the crab by using the escape winds. And because of the behavior I show you, so this can be success. And they are very hard to eat the bait. You know, sometimes the crab try to enter, but not from the slope net. They try very hard to eat the bait from the wrong side, like this. This is more than 9 minutes. It's try like this. I cannot show you all, but I just cut some. Yeah, show you. Try very hard, right? And inside the pot, sometimes they have the territorial behavior, not getting close. Yeah, something like that. This is not good idea for the small size if together with the big size, right? So from our observation, this is possibility to improve the catch efficiency. The first, we smaller mesh size. This part, I mean this part, how to make it smaller, and shorter the slope net because of some behavior that I already show you. And this is maybe no need. 19 centimeters high is too much. because the crab just stay at the bottom. Anyway, I use the possibility because I cannot confident because the repetition still poor. So more interesting point at the slope net, we should consider about the entrance, the anchor, the tension, many points. Yeah. This is my favorite photo with my Kai professor. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Yeah, this is all of my presentation today. Yeah, any question or any comment? Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Professor Ankorn. And yeah, very interesting lecture about the fishing gear in Thailand, and so it will give us a slight picture about the fishery in Thailand and also the fishing gear used there, and the interesting research also about the behavior of blue swimming crab, yeah, when they toward the trap, yeah? And we also have the collapsible trap here, and for the question and answer discussion, we will do it in the third part. So if the audience, if you have any question regarding the lecture from Professor Ankorn Bolson, you can write it down in the chat room, and I will read your question in the third part. So now let's move to the second part of this session. So there will be a lecture from Dr. Gatut. Okay, Dr. Gatut, yeah, that's Dr. Gatut. And Dr. Gatut will have 20 minutes to deliver the lecture. And oh yeah, please stop share, probably, Prof. Ankorn. Okay, thank you. So yeah, Dr. Gatut, you will have 20 minutes, and I will remind you if your time is less than 5 minutes. Thank you, and Dr. Gatut, time is yours.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, moderator, Mr. Muhammad Arif Rahman. Can you hear my voice? Hello?
Yes, Dr.
Yes,
Gatut, I can hear you
clearly. Yeah, because
clear.
there is a lot of noisy outside. Okay, let me start my presentation following or accompanying the presentation given by Dr. From Thailand. Yeah, I just would like to give an illustration because fishing gear classification has already given by previous expert given by Mr. Hudring MSI, and I just want to give just illustration, and I will not repeat the fishing gear classification. Then after that, I will give a comparison, yeah, similarity and differences between fishing gear in Indonesia and in Thailand. Okay, let me give. Yeah. Yeah, this is an illustration about fishing gear classification in Indonesia. The classification was given by Subani and Barus in 1989. Yeah, consisted of 10 categories.
We haven't see your share screen.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And in detail, this classification was already given by Mr. Hutring. I just illustrate in brief. Yeah. Number one, troll. Yeah. And then number two, net or pukat in bahasa pukat katong lingkar. Then number three, pursein, or in local name pukat cincin. We have a lot of local name for this fishing gear, pursein. Yeah, like pukat langgar Tanjung, pukat Senangin, and so on.
Dr. Gatot, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't seen your slide share.
Really?
So, yeah. Could you please
is there any problem?
Share screen?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Share screen. Yes.
Yeah.
What is?
Okay. Yeah. It's starting. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yeah. We have seen your slide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me continue. Yeah. We have 10 classification for fishing gear used in Indonesia. Yeah. Number one, troll. Number two, backsein net, and then number three is pursein. Our local name is pukat cicin, and we have a lot of local name, pukat senangin, gai, and so on. Then number four, trap. Yeah. Local trap. Yeah. Local name is Cermal, Bubu, Sero, and so on. And then number five, drift in net. Yeah, the fishing gear that is operated by giving direction to the fish. Yeah, a local name jaring kalase, and so on. And then number six, hook and their kinds, or line fish. It is line fishing. Yeah, there are a lot of line fishing in Indonesia: pancing rawai, pancing kandar, and so on. And number seven, other line fishings like hand line. This is traditional line fishing. And then number eight, gill nets and their kinds. Drift gill net, yeah, set gill net, and then coral leaf gill net, and circling, and then modification of gill net, that is two piece of net, or local name called gill net berkantong, and then three pieces of nets or trammel net. And then number nine, cast net or filing gear, yeah. Cara tempat, and then number 10, other fishing gear like encircling net, and then hand throwing, yeah. And then okay, so this 10 fishing gear, according to the material used, it can be classified as into three big groups. Yeah, net fishing gear, and then number two, line fishing gear, and then number three, a trap. Yeah, net fishing gear like pursein, gill net, payang, or seine net, troll already. Then line fishing, long line, pull in line, hand line, and then troll line or tunda, then trap, and then trap. Then in Indonesia, we have fisheries resource consists of small pelagic, and then this is small pelagic, local name Lemuru, Kembung, and so on. And then big pelagic, and demersal, or local name Pari, Kurisi, and so on. And let me show you another PPT about the fisheries potency in Indonesia. Yeah, we have very huge waters area. We have about 3 million, 3 million kilometers, and then the land is only 2 million kilometer square, and we have a coastal line, very long coastal line, about 81,000 kilometers, and then the fisheries potency we have in the last resort in 2017 we had 12.54 million tons, and then this fisheries resource utilized or exploited only about 70%. And the fisheries resource mostly consists of a small pelagic, about 45%, and then big pelagic 12%. So pelagic fish is dominated the fish resource in Indonesia, And then we have also demersal fish, fisheries resource, shrimp, and then coral reef fisheries resource, and then squid, and so on. And this is illustration about condition of fisheries sector in Indonesia. The fisheries sector is dominated by small scale fisheries, including the fishing fleet. Fishing fleet is dominated by small scale fishing fleet, about 99%. The fishing vessel is dominated by small scale fisheries. And then according to the activity of fishermen, we have 3 groups: full-time fishermen, and part-time, major, and part-time fisheries. I'm sorry, too noisy. And then this is the potential of fisheries in Indonesia. In 2016, we had 6.83 million ton. The production of captured fisheries is increasing. This is the illustration from year to year, from 2011 until 2000. The last data we got in 2018, catch was about 9.45 million tons. This is million ton in Indonesia. Okay. Let me give an illustration about comparison between fishing gear similarity and differences in Thailand and Indonesia. These are the similarities between Indonesia and Thailand. We are both in tropical countries, tropical country, and then also dominated by small-scale fisheries and multi-gear and multi-species. Multi-gear means that one fishing gear is able to catch a lot of kind of fisheries resource, and then multi-species. One species of fish can be caught by a lot of fishing gears, and then consisted of three group of fishing gear: net, line, and trap, and also located in between Indian and Pacific Ocean. Yeah, that is the similarity. While the difference is, yeah, in Thailand, trawl and pursein are the main fishing gear, while in Indonesia, trawl is prohibited since this is very contradictory. Since 1980, the trawl is prohibited operating in Indonesia. Only pursein is the main fishing gear. That's almost same with Thailand, but in Indonesia, the pursein is main fishing gear. Yeah, most of catch yeah, is produced by pursein. Then in Thailand, according to the presentation by Anukon, develop the selective fishing gear, while in Indonesia we have more in effective fishing gear like net fishing gear, and also we have a lot of line fishing gear. And in Thailand, fisheries resources is enough, not less but enough. While in Indonesia we have huge fisheries resource, and dominated by small scale fisheries. Yeah, I think that is my presentation. Thank you, Pak Arif.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Khatut. And yeah, now we have the third part of this session, and several questions comes to me from private Zoom chat as well as from the YouTube channel. So before I go to the question, there will be a student from us that will give an answer from Professor Anukron Botson's question about bomb. So please, Sani Adam Zidan Abidin, you already said that you want to answer that question. I will give the time to you. Thank you.
Okay, I am Sani Adam from Fishery Resources Utilization. I will answer Professor Anukron's question before. I think that bomb is definitely not a fishing gear. Bomb, dynamite, or blast fishing is illegal in many parts of the world. It breaks coral colonies. If the shallow part of the reef is destroyed by repeated blasts, it's impossible for the reef to recover. Many bomb fishermen don't understand that once the reefs are gone, the fish will go too. That's why I say that it's not a fishing gear because of its bad effects, not only to the environment, but also the continuity of economy aspect. That's why. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sani Adam, and probably Prof. Anukon want to give another discussion about this. Please, Professor Anukon.
Thank you very much, and very good points. And anyway, how can I say? We, of course, nowadays maybe in every country is illegal. But my question is in the viewpoint of the fishing gear. We, of course, we may consider about the illegal or not illegal, but not only that point. My question is as a kind of fishing gear. So anyway, my answer is FAO, they group the like the bomb or the explosive as a kind of official in number 12, you know, in the miscellaneous gear. If you see the classification. But anyway, I do agree with you in the viewpoint of that is the destroy damage the habitat, the fishing ground, and the small size of the fish. So we cannot accept this can be the fishing gear, right? But anyway, the FAO put it in the number 12, the miscellaneous gear. Yeah, this is my response about that.
Thank you, Prof. Anukon. So yeah, we know that this has a negative impact on diversity on fisheries as well as on the environment. But it has been listed in the FEO, but it doesn't mean that all the listed fishing gear is legal in some part of the countries. Okay, thank you, Prof. Anukon, and I will read the question. The first one is from Mr. Fuad. So how is fishery management in Thailand to manage big and small scale fishing gear to avoid the conflict from small scale and big fishery? Thank you.
The commercial.
Excuse me, Prof. Anukon, we couldn't hear your voice.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, good point. There are many measurement to manage about the commercial scale and the small scale, but the big issue, big method is the fishing ground. You know, the commercial scale cannot come close to the shore. Yeah, this is for the small scale. But anyway, it depends on the provinces. Some province they just allow 3 miles or 3 kilometers, 3 mile, 5 nautical mile. This is for the small scale, but the commercial scale they cannot come close. This is the big for the manage about that. And the other maybe is depend like the Mesai or but I think the main thing is the fishing ground. Okay.
Okay, and so it's about the navigation track management, I think, because allowing some fishing gear to operate in certain distance, in 3 miles or and so on. Okay, thank you, Prof. Anukon, and I will read another question from from Maratu Nahdia. Is eco-friendly studies in Thai fishing gear already done for all of gear classified? Yeah, this is all is eco-friendly studies of Thailand of Thai fishing gear already done for all of gear classified?
No, not all yet. So not so much study. I can say like this. Of course the mainly is we think about the trawl, but not so scientific support, the information support or the research supports about that yet. Yeah, that's why I say we can improve many kind of fishing gear, and not only the trawl, not only the person, particularly the pot, and of course the trawl it should be focused because it's number one, right? We need some research, there's some improvement, particularly about the selectivity before it's too late. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, because we still have about 20 minutes, so I will continue to read the question. So another question come from Suparman Martanegara. So is there any reason why troll still could be operated in Thailand? Excuse me, Prof. Anukor? We couldn't hear your voice.
Hello.
Hello? Yeah. I can hear your voice again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Why the troll cannot stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, as you saw the information, the troll is number one in terms of the cash. So it's big business. It's big money. This is the first. And how can I say, now it's maybe impossible now to stop the troll because it's big business and many person participate or relates to this business. And but anyway, in the future you can see the trend of the number of the boat and the trend of the cash is decreased. So even we cannot stop, but we can reduce. I do believe like that. And the idea is how to reduce the active and how to increase the passive gear. So I hope in the future the trend is be like that. Yeah, I don't know when, but now I can say we cannot stop the troll because of the if we stop, it mean some business even how we arrange, how we manage with the fishermen that cannot operate the troll. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's about the economic impact that will be risen if the troll is stopped by now. Okay. Yeah, because our audience or participants is coming from the first year, so probably they still have any curiosity in the fishery. So yeah, I will read another question about for Professor Bolson. This is about the crab, about the crab fishing gear. Why will the time be reduced with the smallest mesh size in crab fishing gear?
Okay. Sorry. Please say again.
Okay. Why will the time be reduced with the smallest mesh size in crab fishing gear?
You mean you mean the experiment, my experiment, right?
Yeah, about the
Yeah.
the crab experiment.
Yeah, from my experiment, just the reduce at only the slope net to make it easier for the crab to crawling to entrap. So that's only that part in the experiment, because we would like to increase the catch efficiency of the crab pot. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And according to crab fishery, is there any fishery regulation related to crab size that allowed to be catch?
From the former, you mean the crab size, right?
Yeah. Because probably in Indonesia we have a regulation that regulate minimum size of carapace width is more than 10 centimeters if in Indonesia. So that is the legal size.
It's very good, very good. But in Thailand, for the formal regulation about the crab size is not issued yet. Not issued yet, okay. Yeah. But the regulation is from the gear, is to the gear, the fishing pot. Now the government try to increase the mesh size of the pot, of the crab pot, become 2.5 inches. Okay, regulation to the mesh size, but not regulation to the crab size. But anyway, somewhere the fishermen or the people try to avoid to sell the small size crab. But the formal regulation is not for the crab size, it's for the crab pot mesh size, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, probably it will make some crabs difficult to enter the pot. Is related to the regulation, because it's based on your research. I think the bigger size will probably give a small amount of catch. Is it true?
Yes, that's very good to think about that. But anyway, from my research, from my experiment, we just that part to make the crab easier to enter. But we can increase the other parts for them to escape.
Yeah.
Anyway, the 2.5 is the one issue, interest issue for me to why we increase the mesh size like that. Okay. If we use the bigger mesh size, of course, from my observation, I think it's not easy for the crab to enter. But we can make the other way to reduce the small size. But in this experiment, the objective is how to increase the catch efficiency, how to reduce the difficult to crawl up to enter, something like that. Okay.
Yeah. And probably we still have 3 more questions. Is there any study about low impact fuel efficient for Thai fishing gear?
Sorry, please say again.
Yeah. Is there any study about low impact fuel efficient for Thai fishing gear?
You mean the fuel consumption, right?
Yeah, fuel consumption, but yeah, the catch is yeah, quite big. So
Ah,
yeah, fuel effective or fuel efficient.
okay, okay. This is good point. And now not so many research about it, but in very interesting, particularly for the live fishing. You know, the live fishing. Nowadays the fishermen use the mercury lamp, not the. If we can use, we can like the, for example, the LED lamp is very less consume of the fuel, right? So this is one interesting point. And nowadays the LED is much cheaper. But anyway, for example, for the person now, it interesting for the how to reduce the worker on board, because the one big person, maybe the fishermen on board more than 30 or 40 fishermen. So how to reduce the number of the workers on board, and maybe relate to the fuel consumption also. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, this is there is a question from Aci Sudayana. Okay. Oh yeah. This is regarding your slide about the cat statistic for Thailand. Yeah. So the trend is decrease over the time. So what is the problem that caused this declining trend? Is it about the fishery selectivity that already applied in Thailand, or because the other thing?
Okay. I'm not sure about what is the main reason why the cash decreased, but I think at first the gear itself, the fishing gear and method itself, for example, because the main gear is the trawl and the person, and you can imagine what happened. But the other thing is about the environmental, for example, the pollution. This can make the fish reduce, the fish number reduce also. This is possible to be, or maybe even the reduce of the habitats. For example, the coral reef, the sea glass, mangrove area. This is can be the cause, the reason why to reduce the catch. Yes.
So the environmental damage as well. Yeah, I think there is a question from our one of our lecturer. I will give time to Bu Lady.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Arif. Professor Anukorn, my name is Lady. I'm very interested in crab fishing experiment that you conduct in Kasar University. So if we want to conduct the crab trap fishing experiment, do we need to adjust the experiment time as crab behavior? So for example, the crab is very active in night. So do we need to adjust our experiment to that kind of behavior? Thank you very much.
Yeah. In the when I did the experiment, the big problem is how to get the crab active. I mean alive. Yeah. In at that time, I catch the crab by myself at the station, near the station. So maybe this is the very important part of the experiment. And but anyway, you can imagine this is the result in the tank. Then if possible, after you get the result from the tank, the best way you go to the sea and to make at sea. This is the best way, I think. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Because our problem is we should do it in laboratory in our tank, but the condition is, yeah, in the night, the building will be closed and everything, no one there, but we have to do the experiment. So the problem is like that.
Yeah, if let us do just put the camera, I think can show the problem. Camera or video camera.
Okay. Yeah, probably the. Is there any other question? Yeah. I also as you in your slide, so you have conducted the experiment about escape fan or escape gap in the collapsible trap. So does the collapsible the escape fan currently is applied in the blue swimming crab fishery in Thailand?
No. And this is the, this is my research work, and it's work by use the escape wind for the size selectivity of the blue swimming crab. It can be done. But anyway, we need more the what we call the field experiment. I made it, but just twice, 2 times. But if possible, if we can make it at sea to make sure, because in the experiment I can say it can solve the problem. I'm sure about that. But nowadays the policy from the OF, they use the increasing of the mesh size. Yeah, this is very should be discussed. Why? Of course, it's the one way to increase the mesh size for the pot to increase the size selectivity. But I think the escape vent also can be done. But nowadays the escape vent not be used, but they use the increasing of the mesh size. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, because our lecturers here also have also conducted the experiment about the escape gap, and yeah, they find that it's effective to increase the selectivity of collapsible pod. However, it will be challenges to apply it in the field, yeah, due to the economic matters and so on. Okay, thank you, Prof. Anukorn. And yeah, there is a question for Mr. Gatut. Yeah, this comes from Prof. Anukorn.
Yes.
So the catch amount in Indonesia is increasing, and why it is increased?
So this is make me very surprised.
Yeah. Okay.
Decreased. And I think in the other many countries also decreased, but in Indonesia still increased. So what is the reason why? Because of the technology or because of the environmental still good? So thank you very much, Dr. Katut.
Yeah, okay, Prof. Anukorn. In my opinion, I think the increase in the last 3 or 4 years, I think probably caused by, that in Indonesia 3 or 4 years ago, probably 5 years ago, yeah, previous ministry issued the regulation that prohibited foreign fishing vessel operated in Indonesia. Then after this regulation is announced, then government pushed to the local fishing vessel, yeah, to go fishing farther from the coast, yeah, and also push, yeah, all of fishermen and give the what we call finance, or in Indonesia it's called, yeah, bantuan, yeah, to get or to buy bigger fishing gear and better fishing vessel. That's the fishermen can go fishing farther from the coast. Yeah, that is my opinion in the last 3 years. But before, I don't have any idea why the catch still increase. Probably a friend of mine can add this opinion, Pak Arif. Yeah, that's my opinion. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. So it means nowadays the trawl is prohibited, both the commercial scale and the small scale cannot operate, right, in Indonesia?
Yeah, but the trawl is still allowed to operate, but the fisherman has to put to add additional equipment like BED, by catch excluder device, yeah, but only operated in east part of Indonesian waters, especially in Aru Sea. This trawl is purposely to catch shrimp. So this trawl in this Aru waters, it can be called as a shrimp trawl. But in other waters, the trawl is still not allowed. However, most of small scale fishermen, yeah, still operate, yeah, similar trawl, similar trawl in a lot of coastal area, but not trawl. Yeah, just similar, and the fishing gear is not what you call it's not pulling up by fishing vessel, but pulling up by manual. Yeah. Okay, that's
Okay.
my answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Katu. Thank you.
Fine.
Okay. Yeah. There is a question through the Zoom chat, yeah, privately to me. So this the question for Pak Gatot. Yeah. What do you think about the fishery management? Which one is better? Open close management, open or close fishery, yeah, or fishing gear restriction in Indonesia? Thank you.
Fishing gear restriction. Yeah, I think we have to mix, yeah, fishing gear restriction and close area. Yeah, we have to apply mix together. Yeah, in certain area we have to restrict the fishing gear, but in another area we apply close season, especially close area where this area is well known as spawning spawning ground. Yeah, we have to apply closed area in this waters. While in certain time we have also to apply closed season when the time the fish is conducting reproduction activity. Yeah, and restriction for fishing here. Yeah, the government has already applied this regulation for trawl, and then also a new regulation for cantrang. Yeah, I think the government has already discussed the advantage and disadvantages for the restricting the operation of fishing gear. Okay, Pak Arif, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, probably there will be a question or probably discussion from Pak Fuad. Pak Fuad, time is yours.
Thank you, Mas Arif. I don't have a question, Mas Arif. Maybe I say thank you for your attention, Professor Anukon and my friend, the other. Maybe only this is Mas Arif.
Welcome.
Okay. Okay, Pak Fuad. Yeah. So yeah, I think we are the discussion, the question and answer session is very interesting. So yeah, we have got a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, yeah, from fishery, either in Thailand or in Indonesia, and unfortunately, yeah, we have a time limit. So I will say once again, thank you for Professor Anukon Paulson for share your knowledge and the condition or brief overview of fishing gear in Thailand. And also thank you very much for Dr. Katut for deliver the material or the discussion today. And yeah, before I give back the session to Oksana, if there are any incorrect thing or incorrect matter from me while I'm moderating the session, please do apologize. And I close the this session with hamdalah and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I give back the time to Oksana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much to Mr. Anukorn, Mr. Gatut, and Mr. Arif Rahman. So therefore, we have reached the end of today's event. Thank you so much for all of your participation. But before we end today's video conference, I would like to inform you that we will be having 2 more video conference on November 2nd about kebijakan pengembangan alat tangkap dan alat bantu penangkapan di Indonesia. And on November 11th, we will have a lecture about small-scale fishing gear in Thailand, a case study in Rayong Province, Thailand. So please make sure to spare some of your time for the next 3-in-1 webinar. Finally, from the deepest part of my heart, I do apologize for my mistake while emceeing today's video conference. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I hope today's knowledge will bring a great use for all of us in the future. I am Oksana Natalie. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye.
Take picture together.
Bye.
Take picture. Mas Arif.
Oh yeah, yeah. Please switch on your camera, and we will take the picture. Anu ya, siapa? Mas, ya. Kamu yang bilang ngomong apa? Turn on your mic. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, because there are 6 pages, yeah, because we have more than 100 participants. So I will probably take 6 pictures. Okay, be ready for the first picture. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then another one. 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3. Udah, kamu yang screen, saya enggak. Okay, 3 more. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. Okay, and then the last one. Be ready, please. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you very much, and yeah, don't forget and save the date. The next 3-in-1 video conference. Thank you very much.
Welcome. See you all.
Thank you, Prof. Anukon. See you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and see you.
Okay, see you, Prof.
Terima kasih. Kopun Kap.
Pak Fuad, Pak Ari.
Thank you,
Terima
Prof.
kasih.
Thank you for sharing.